Alright, Final Destination tells the story of Alex and a couple of his friends on a class trip to Paris. So they board Volé Airlines Flight 180, okay? And suddenly he has a terrible premonition that the plane was going to explode in midair and kill everybody on board. So he has a big scuffle and gets him and 6 other of his friends off the airline. And what happens? The airline blows up. Everybody looks at him like he's a fucking terrorist or something like that, or he lost his mind. And now we have Final Destination. Now, Final Destination, when it came out in 2000, it was, how you say, like a reinvention of the horror franchise. Usually horror movies was like, oh, we gotta have this killer come back for multiple sequels and kill everybody. But in this franchise, the killer was invisible. It was basically ourselves. Kind of, in a sense. It's almost Saw-ish. Like, Saw, but an invisible killer. And when I was younger, because you know, when this came out, I was only like 13 at the time in 2000. Yeah, 13. So when this came out, it kind of freaked me out a little bit, because I always worried about an invisible killer. So I was 13. I was stupid. I was still in the underage, if you will, at the time. So I always believed, I had a wild imagination, so I always believed shit like this could happen. Sometimes it can. Sometimes it can't. I'll get to that like when we reach Final Destination 3. Because that's when some stuff does come true. Anyway. So, even though all the weirdness and stuff goes on in this movie, you can't help but wonder, but like, I don't know, could stuff like this really happen? Could just by a sheer coincidence, you stand like right here as the train going by and something gets kicked up and your head goes slicing off to the dangling on the part of your body, then just falls off completely. I don't know, but yeah. The movie was good. I mean, it was okay. The acting wasn't that great. The only person I considered decent was Ali Larter and Sean William Scott in the film. But yeah, it was just your run-of-the-mill typical horror movie. Not a terrible one. No, that's part 2. Final Destination was original in its own right because it had that invisible killer and it kind of freaked people out. I know it freaked me out a lot. Okay? But yeah, I can't really hate on it. It was an okay film. But I give Final Destination a B. It was somewhat tolerable. I still watch it to this day. It's probably one of my favorite horror franchises of all time, not horror movie. But yeah. So let me know what you guys think about Final Destination 1, of course. Did y'all like it? Did y'all hate it? Out of all of them, which one is your favorite? I know I'm asking that question early, but I decided, well, let's get it out the way because I think I might have different questions for all the other sequels. So yeah, I'll see y'all in a few.